I'm here with light heavyweight contender Carlos Ulberg in Abu Dhabi. Carlos, been doing a lot of activities I've seen. How's it going so far?
Yeah, pretty good. It's fun actually. Got to hang out with some of the other fighters as a guest, and don't have to worry about fight week, cutting the weights, and get to wake up, go to the pool, hang out, and eat some food.
Yeah. First time in the UAE?
Yeah, well, I count as the first time. I come during COVID.
Right.
So I didn't really count that as the kind of coming to the UAE.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I was there for the whole bubble experience. Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. So this is really my first time.
Being
able to experience the whole UAE and connect with the people here. So.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about you. You had an incredible year, an incredible performance in your last time out against Dominick Reyes, first round knockout. Did you almost feel like you had to have that type of performance? Because obviously we had the other side of the bracket with Jiri and Khalil Roundtree.
Yep.
I know that's what you do. You go out there to try to knock guys out anyway. But did you almost feel like you had to have any pressure, that you had to have that kind of statement performance?
Yeah, I mean, we always knew that we go in there and we come out with a win like we did. Then we put ourselves in front line for that title shot. So that's what we planned to do, and we came up with that win the way we did, in the fashion that we did it, how the whole fight week went. I think it was all about the preparation leading up to the fight, but then not only that, it was fight week, everything went well, and the show was amazing. The show was great.
Was it tough to gauge what kind of Dominick Reyes you were going to get? Because obviously he had that amazing run, the very close fight with John Jones, and then the losing skid, and then he gets back on a winning streak, and it looked like the Dominick Reyes of old was back. So when you're studying him, which Dominick Reyes are you studying? Are you looking at the one prior to the losing streak? Are you thinking like, I hit hard, like I know I can get him? Was it tough to gauge what kind of version?
Well, with anyone that I'm stepping in the octagon, and I take it very seriously. So to prepare for someone like Dominick Reyes it was tricky, because obviously him being a southpaw and with his run that he was on, 3-fight win streak, knockout in all first round, I believe. So he was on a run, and that's exactly what we're expecting. We expected him to come out like he was on his title run. He was talking a big game. He was expecting to fight for the title after the fight that we had. So I was expecting big game from him, and that helped me to. I go in there whenever I'm in there. Everyone knows that I go in and put on a big show.
Yeah, and he was saying how you guys are the best athletes in the division. I'm not sure if you caught his comments. In terms of preparing for him in that regard, were you also looking at him like that, and if you compare him to your past opponents?
Yeah, he is. He's a former football player, so I know that football players are very good. I used to play rugby league, and very athletic people, and I would consider him to be up there with the top of the athletes in the division as well. So that's something we're battling with as well.
Did the fight go the way you expected it to? Because it was a short fight, but even prior to that, it just looked like you were in firm control. Yeah,
I mean, for sure, it was just like you got to expect the unexpected when you're coming into the fights with these top guys, and he's been in there with some of the best, and you got to expect that. So you can't go in there thinking that you're going to go in and it's going to be an easy walk in the park for you. So we expected the best from Dominick Reyes, and there was nothing less from him.
And then on the other side of the bracket, I talked about Jiri and Khalil Roundtree. What did you think of Jiri's performance?
Yeah, great performance from both of the boys. I feel like Roundtree always comes in and performs the way he does, and just unfortunately he was caught in the end from Jiri. So both very good fights from both boys, and I think they both displayed what they needed to display for them to continue to be where they are.
And obviously Jiri is campaigning for a third fight with Alex Pereira. It seemed like his team was welcoming it, but not necessarily saying like Jiri's next. But do you think at this point it's a tough sell, considering the way the first two fights with Jiri and Alex went?
100%. I mean, that's the thing is he's come off 2 losses off from Pereira, so I don't see a third happening there, and you know, it's a. He's campaigning as much as he can because it's the big fights that you want. But it's my time now. He's had his moments. Which is great. And you got to give credit to where it's due. But right now it's my time.
And Alex obviously is talking about, we mentioned Jon Jones. Maybe he'll have his eye on tonight's fight. We don't know. It seemed like more about the Jon Jones fight in heavyweight. What does your gut instinct say? Are you looking at a potential maybe vacant title fight against Jiri, or you think you're going to get the Alex fight? What does your gut instinct say of what's next for you?
You know what? I'd love to fight Alex. I think that's the big fight. That's the money fight. That's an entertaining fight. That's what the fans would love to see and watch. And I'd hope that he'd stick around the light heavyweight division so that I can fight Pereira. That would be amazing. That'd be the fight that I've always wanted, to fight Alex, and you beat someone like Alex, that just means you're at that top level. So this is putting all the other guys out of the picture, but I want Alex.
And it's a little bit tricky because Alex going after someone like Jon Jones, we know it's not easy to get a fight done with Jon Jones. So what's the play here for you? Like, how much weight? You just fought, so I guess maybe you won't have the best answer now. But what's the play here? Do you kind of wait around? I mean, Dana White's saying 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance that Jon Jones fights at the White House. So if Alex continues to chase Jon Jones, what's the play here for you? You just kind of wait to see how things go? Do you want to jump back in there? What's the play?
Yeah, well, if that's the go, I think it all depends on it's all governed by whatever Alex is going to do and what the UFC want to do with that. Then if he jumps up to the heavyweight, then I believe I fight Jiri, and that's another fight that can happen. So so I'm excited for that one as well. And you put someone like Jiri out who's been wanting this fight, and if he's been calling it, because I know that he said that I had turned the fight down for some reason. I think that was all blown out of context, which is completely untrue. Mm-hmm. And we had actually agreed to the fight, and I'll leave it at that because we're eventually going to fight soon. So so you be careful what you ask for. You might get it.
Well, let's talk about Jiri, if that's the possible next matchup. We saw the same thing when he fought Rakic, who fights tonight. Rakic was kind of teeing off on him, having his way, and then Jiri comes back. Same thing with Khalil. So when you approach a guy like that, like, what do you feel like people are doing wrong? Because it seems like Jiri tries to suck them into these wild things. You're more on the technical side. So what do you feel like people have been doing wrong against Jiri?
No, man, I don't know. Like, it's the light heavyweight division. You slip up once, you get hurt, then you could, you'll hit the canvas. So it's a game of inches, and you could have a game plan until you don't. You have a plan, and it could just turn the other side at any moment.
Yeah. So do you feel like if you're in that spot with him and you're having your way, like? Because he made an interesting comment where he's like, I was winning those rounds against Khalil. I guess this is his different approach to it. But what do you feel like? Is it just a lapse of concentration on their end? Like, what do you feel like? Because we've seen that time and time again. Outside of the Alex fights, that's kind of how the Jiri fights have been going.
Right, yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows what it is? I haven't yet stepped in the octagon with Jiri, so it'll be interesting. It'll be a nice matchup for the both of us, and I think that's definitely a fight on the books on the other side of fighting someone like Alex. So we've got options there, and then that's what we want.
Yeah, and let's talk about the matchup with Alex. Obviously, the kickboxing background. This might come off as a stupid question, but how do you feel like his kickboxing has transitioned to MMA? Like, think of it pure kickboxing. What have you seen from him, like the good and the bad?
Yeah, big development. He's a student of the game, and he's obviously been a champion in kickboxing. Yep. So he's just been able to develop through his kickboxing pedigree to transition that to MMA. And if you're a champion, once a champion, always a champion. You have a mentality. So I feel like of all, Alex has stronger focus and mentality over the division.
Yeah, and obviously City Kickboxing has prepped for Alex multiple times when Adesanya fought him. What do you make of him defensively? Like, when you look at yourself as a striker and the technical aspect, what do you make of Alex defensively?
He's got great defense. He knows how to hit, not get hit. and he does have a chin. He's proven to have a chin on him, and but then there are times you can be overzealous. But with the light heavyweight and the heavyweight division, it's a little different because there's a lot of power. There's a lot of power involved, and one slip up, like I've always said, one slip up, you could just end up on the canvas.
How would you see the battle between you and Alex? Because obviously, like, you wouldn't necessarily be worrying about the takedown. We never know. We saw takedowns with Adesanya and Alex, but in general, him fighting Ankalaev is a little different because the first fight we saw him kind of wary of the takedown. Second fight, he just went right at him. So, how do you feel like the battle between you and Alex would be? What version do you feel like you'd get from him?
Alex is always gonna come in and aim for that win, right? Aim for the knockout, and I think just over time, well, with the last fight, with the first fight, with Ankalaev, he would have just had a lot of travel time and not too much time in the gym. So I think he's learned from that, and he won't make the same mistake twice as a champion that he always is. And I think with the fight between him and I will be amazing. It'll be amazing. I think it'll be not only for the fans, but that's the fight that I'd be campaigning for.
Yeah, let's round out with this perfect timeline for you. Obviously, is Alex plan A, Jiri plan B? Is that like safe to say? What's the perfect timeline for you?
Well, you have Australia in February. Then I think you've got Vegas in March, and then wherever it is. So any time around then would be nice. But hey, whenever the UFC calls, I'll be there.
Final message, whether to Jiri, Alex, or the division?
No comments. Just I'm going to be fighting any one of them anyway. So we'll just be preparing for the guys. I'll keep myself sharp, stay in the shed and make sure I'm sharpening my tools. And again, when the UFC call, I'm going to be the guy.